Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. I was on Facebook and I saw a post where this guy was saying, is it normal for you to come in from work and your partner not give you any affection? And a lot of people wrote in the comments that it's normal because when a sexless relationship, there's no affection at all. Some people even said 5 years without any affection, which was very painful to read. And I was thinking to myself, when I wrote in the comments, I said, what is your state when you walk in? Because that makes a massive difference. I remember when I was in lockdown, I was a key worker, worked in the food industry, so I never stayed at home like everybody else. I had to go and work. And I remember the few times that I walked in with very low state, I had terrible days. And I remember one time, in fact, I ended up working 17 hours because half of the team was off with COVID and I was the only one that didn't have COVID. So we pretty much had to stay, the two of us, and cover the factory. The factory still needed to run. So, I was tired and really low mood, and I was frustrated with a lot of things and feeling a little bit depressed as well. And I remember walking in with that, and they were suffering because they'd been locked down and been at home all day. It just created chaos, absolute chaos. We were fighting and then we were arguing about stupid little things, and then it just created this environment where it was terrible. And I don't even know, I think I probably walked in hoping that I get affection so she can handle and sort me out. But really, I realized that as the leader, they're still looking to me to be able to do that. And I remember by the time when I realized that my walking into the house had a significant impact on how they feel, I realized that when I walk in, I'm either trying to take from that environment or I'm trying to give into that environment. And if I give into that environment, and if I give often enough, I build this sort of trust currency, I call it, or for lack of a better term, affection currency. So I'm feeding into it, and the more I feed into it, they started looking forward to me arriving from work. And I remember my daughter once, she used to, when she was younger, about 3 years old, when I walk into the house, she would be crazy. She would run and get excited, Daddy is home, and she would go mad. And she had sort of grown out of that. And I remember lockdown, that came back, because every time I come in, I'll come in with really high state. And again, most guys, they say, oh, I'm suffering with depression, I'm a victim. And you take this victimhood into your house when they themselves are suffering. And if somebody has to take the lead, and I remember I was going through my own shit because of COVID and what was going on, I would take time in my car to just relax and gather my thoughts, gather everything that's going on, and then let it all go and really pump my state up and then go into the house. And this became a very important ritual in my day to do this. And it became something that they looked forward to because I was coming in with good state, coming into and there was loads of affection after that. Loads. And it set precedent in terms of how our relationship interacts. Now, there's been times when I've walked in and my wife is busy. She's doing, like now, I come in the morning and she's getting ready to go to work and take my daughter to school. Generally, they're busy. I'm not going to walk in there and then expect them to stop everything in order for them to give me affection. Again, I'm not that. I'm not looking for that. That's not something that I'm looking for. I was about to say I'm not that shallow, but I think sometimes if you're suffering, it's the most valuable thing. And again, when you value it to that extent, it's you trying to take away from that environment. So you have to get into that frame of mind where you are giving into the environment, and the more you give, the more you receive. So it's a very important concept, a very important thing to think about when it comes to affection within the relationship. It's something that I would like you guys to actually start doing, like thinking about how do you walk in, what's your state when you walk in, and just pay attention to that and just pay mind to that. And I can guarantee you things will be able to change. So thank you very much for listening. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.